What if I told you to just stop striving? I know that goes against everything you've been taught since you were a child. You were told to work, to push, to earn your place, to prove your worth over and over again. But I'm standing here at 88 years old, and I can tell you this with absolute certainty. The moment I decided to become a complete failure in the eyes of society was the moment I actually started living. My name is Victor. Sit down for a second, and I'll show you something most people never realize. You are carrying a massive boulder on your back, and you don't even know it's there. Look at me. I don't own land. I don't have investments. I wear the same worn-out shirts until they fall apart. By all modern standards, I am nothing. But I wasn't always like this. Back in 1962, I was sitting in a lecture hall at Harvard Law School. I had everything lined up perfectly. The suits, the image, the future. I was supposed to become someone important, powerful, successful, a man who made it. But I remember looking at the professors, the wealthy alumni who came back to speak. They had money, they had status, they had influence, and yet their eyes were empty. That's when it hit me. The top of the mountain wasn't success, it was a graveyard, full of exhausted people pretending they weren't suffocating. So I walked away. I left the degree. I left the system. I walked away from everything I was supposed to be. And I became nothing. And sitting here now, with nothing to my name, I feel more at peace than the billionaires fighting for your attention every single day. Because society is not what you think it is. It's a business, a transaction, and you cannot build a multi-billion-dollar economy out of people who are truly content. If you wake up, look at the ceiling, and say, "I'm okay, I have enough," you become completely useless to the system. So they invent a problem, and that problem is the feeling that you are always missing something. They tell you happiness is a destination, a place you'll reach, but only if you follow their map. I remember working as a bartender in the late 70s down in Florida. Wealthy men from Wall Street would come in for the weekend. Expensive watches, luxury cars, they had already won. But when I handed them a drink and looked into their eyes, they were terrified, because they had bought everything they were told would make them happy. And the emptiness was still there. So what did they do? They doubled down. Bigger house, bigger boat, more success. It's a sickness, a never-ending loop, dressed up as success. They want you to feel ashamed when you don't meet their standards. They want you to believe that quitting makes you weak. Listen carefully. Quitting their game is not weakness, it's freedom. The moment you become truly content sitting on a porch with a simple cup of coffee, you become untouchable. No one can sell fear to a person who doesn't feel the need for more. No one can control someone who is already at peace. Your contentment is power. My generation tried to buy peace with money. That was our mistake. But what's happening now is even worse. Today, they don't just sell you things. They sell you optimization. I hear young people talking, tracking their sleep, using apps to remind them when to drink water, scheduling every moment of their lives. They are trying to fix themselves like machines. If I wake up at 4:30, take cold showers, follow the perfect routine, then I'll finally be happy. No, you're turning yourself into a system. You're trying to fix a human experience with an algorithm. Every goal, every expectation, every comparison. It's another weight you add to your back. I need to earn more. Wait. I need the perfect routine. Wait. I need to find my purpose. Wait. And you feel exhausted because you're carrying hundreds of pounds you were never meant to carry. Here's the truth. You can put it all down. You don't have to carry any of it. The moment you drop that weight, life becomes lighter. The moment you turn happiness into a task, you create the possibility of failure. Now you're not just unhappy. You feel guilty for being unhappy. And the strangest part? You carry a small screen in your pocket that constantly shows you the best moments of everyone else's life. Every time you look at it, you see someone younger, richer, happier. But it's not real. I've lived 88 years. I've met thousands of people, from wanderers to CEOs to politicians, and I'll tell you something honest. The people who try the hardest to show how happy they are often the most miserable. They are performing, and you are sitting there comparing your real life to their performance. Let me give you perspective. In 100 years, every person you're trying to impress will be gone. The boss you're afraid of, gone. The people judging you, gone. All this pressure for something temporary, none of it matters. And I don't say that to scare you. I say it to free you. Because if none of it truly matters, then you are free to simply live. You're allowed to feel bored, sad, tired, frustrated. Those aren't problems to fix. That is life itself. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to stop listening to the noise. I didn't give up on life. I gave up on the chase. I stopped trying to force happiness. If I felt sad, I let it be. If I felt tired, I rested. I stopped fighting everything, and something unexpected happened. When you stop demanding happiness, life becomes peaceful. When you remove the pressure, something soft and quiet fills that space. So you want the secret? Stop trying so hard. Step out of the game. Stop optimizing yourself. Stop listening to people who haven't lived enough to understand real life. Give yourself permission to be human, imperfect, tired, real. Tomorrow morning, wake up, go outside, look at a tree, and say, I don't have to achieve anything today. Stop chasing happiness. Just be here. That alone is already enough.